Welcome back to the portion of the internet where you only wound up here because you fell asleep while you were watching with the YouTube autoplay on. I'm Josh Bearheart Hawk. You might be here because you actually found my channel before, but I don't know anymore. And that's kind of the thing with social media, isn't it? And that's something that's what I want to talk about today. Something I've noticed, and I've never really been big on social media. I've had a Facebook page. I had a Twitter in the past. Twitter that I haven't used, at least in the last couple of years, especially since Elon Musk took over, but that's a whole nother thing. I was never really in the demographic for Instagram or Vine or TikTok or any of the short form kind of media. And so, in general, my view of social media has just been a basic, like, surface level thing. And I think that's because I grew up like in the 90s. I was born in the late 80s, middle 80s, and grew up mostly in the 90s while the internet was coming into its own. So by the time a lot of this stuff came along, I was kind of out of the target demographic. A lot of them they target the younger audiences because that's where you you get the addiction from, right? You get the 11, 12, 13-year-old kids addicted, and that way by the time they become adults, when they have spending money, that's where you can make all of your money, right? So it was never really something, but I did use it a little bit, and I especially, probably the biggest one for me was Facebook. I had a MySpace when it first came out, but I didn't really, it wasn't really me. Like, I was more into like Yahoo Messenger and stuff like that from back in the day. But I did get a Facebook, and I was one of those people that the only people on my Facebook friends list were people that I actually knew in real life. And I think that was kind of a rare thing because at least at the beginning of Facebook, a lot of people thought it was cool to have like the more friends, the better. You had 500 friends on Facebook, right? So that means you're very popular. You had a big social circle. When in reality, it was more like you had 500 people that you agreed to connect with, and you may or may not know them in real life or ever communicate with them. It was just a way of showing how great your life was compared to their life, or feeling jealous because of all their vacation pictures when you were stuck at home, right? So it was one of those deals. And for me, the biggest thing was keeping up with people that I knew, keeping up with friends and family and maybe relatives that I didn't talk to that often, but I still wanted to kind of know what was going on with their life. And nowadays, it seems like it's changed a lot. And it's not just Facebook, it's every social media platform across the board has just fallen apart and completely, I don't want to say destroyed the fabric of what we once called society, but it's gotten to the point now where social media is just a complete waste of time for the most part. That's not saying that you shouldn't be on social media. Everybody, people are going to be on there. But for instance, like Facebook, I remember when Facebook had a sort by most recent. Now that should have been the default, right? But now it doesn't sort by most recent. It sorts by whatever the hell it feels like you might decide you might be interested in at the moment. I follow like the local weather people, and I'll get like a weather alert show up in my Facebook feed for a storm that passed through 3 days ago. That's not helpful. Like, I want to know what's happening now. But then the people that I interact with, the people I've got an author page on Facebook, and I have other authors I'm connected to. And those people that I want to see what they're saying, I want to have conversations with them. Facebook doesn't even show me half the time that they have done anything or that they've posted something. And vice versa. If I post something, they won't see it, or people that follow me won't hardly ever see it. And not only that, they won't even tell me when people responded to my comments or have posted a comment on my posts. They have completely upended the entire point of that platform, and now it's all advertised content. And the same thing goes for YouTube, for Instagram, for, I want to say TikTok too, but honestly, I only barely use TikTok. I have a TikTok, but I barely use it. But YouTube, I've noticed in the past few years especially, has changed dramatically. And I've mentioned this in prior videos, but like, subscribers on YouTube don't matter anymore. Whether you subscribe to a channel or not, it doesn't matter because YouTube's going to show you in your feed what they think you're most likely to want to watch. and it's going to be based around whatever you've recently watched. So, like, for instance, I've gone down so many rabbit holes lately on YouTube, just random videos, random content that I don't normally watch. So YouTube just throwing random stuff at me, trying to figure out what I want to watch. It doesn't have a clue because I'm not fitting into that mold. But if you watch, say, a whole bunch of videos on like how to make swords or something, you'll get a whole bunch of videos of how to make swords. And on the one hand, that can be beneficial sometimes to smaller channels that maybe don't get seen as often. If YouTube knows that somebody likes a niche that you're in, they would be more likely to show your channel. I've seen some smaller channels recently, which in the past was never a thing. So, I mean, on the one hand, that could be beneficial. But on the other hand, if I've subscribed to a channel, there's a reason I subscribe to that channel, and I want to see their content. Now, you can still do that. You can still go to the subscriptions tab on YouTube, and you can see the latest videos from the channels you're subscribed to. But the fact that you have to go through that extra step is what's really annoying. Me personally on YouTube, I only have a few channels I'm subscribed to. I don't subscribe to a ton of different channels, and I don't subscribe to most of the channels that I watch, especially the ones that have millions of subscribers already, because honestly, they don't need it. It doesn't mean a damn thing for them to have more subscribers. They're being shown to people regardless of the subscription numbers. Literally the only thing that subscribers matter for on YouTube anymore is hitting 1,000 subscribers so you can get monetized, and that's in conjunction with watch hours and uploads and that kind of thing. So subscribers on YouTube doesn't matter. And Instagram has been a big one in the past few years. I started on Instagram when I was really getting into photography because I thought, I want to share my photos with the world. Where should I share my photos? I thought Instagram was the place to do it, except that the same year I got started was when the CEO of Instagram was like, hey, we're not a photo sharing app anymore. We're investing in Reels. We're trying to keep up with TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And I'm like, what the hell? Come on. And that's just, it seems to me, and don't even get me started on Twitter, X, as Elon wants, it's gotten so bad that like you can't even find real news in amongst the trash on Twitter anymore. And it's still, as far as I know, it still sorts by latest, but I don't even know if it does that anymore. Like, it's so ridiculous what's online anymore. Trying to find quality content, trying to find people of value, things that aren't just AI generated bullshit. Trying to find communities online is getting harder and harder. I should not have to sort through what Facebook thinks is the most relevant stuff to me. I want to see what the people that I'm following are saying. I want to see and have an option to expand your network by seeing what else is out there. But it's ridiculous. And I'm on LinkedIn too. LinkedIn is one of those that LinkedIn is so bad, but LinkedIn at least still has the way that you can sort by most recent, but even then, it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. And most of the people that I'm following on LinkedIn are the people that I know that I've worked with, but it's like the majority of the posts that show up are dribble about how great AI is, or the top 10 things you shouldn't put on your resume. Like, LinkedIn has become a bunch of trash posts as well. And I think that's just that's the direction that social media is going, the direction that the internet is going, and it's getting worse. And, then there's the ads. I mean, YouTube, I can barely watch YouTube anymore. I have been trying lately to try to watch a little bit more. There's some channels that I'm interested in, especially with the political stuff. But like, oh my God, when I have to watch a pre-roll ad, sometimes 2 pre-roll ads, and sometimes they're even unskippable. And then we get into the video and we're barely into it, and I'm getting a sponsored segment because they have their sponsors, they need to make some money off the, so they have the sponsorships. And then like a couple minutes of actual content, and then a mid-roll ad, and then a couple more minutes of content, and then another mid-roll ad. And then when you get done with all of that, the post-roll ads, it's insane. Not to mention your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed with sponsored content. Every other post that you see on there is a paid advertisement. Twitter, you have to pay basically to be on Twitter anymore. TikTok, again, I don't know. TikTok is TikTok. I don't like TikTok, the short form content. I think it's short form content kills creativity. I shouldn't say that completely, because short form content does. There are some very creative short form videos out there that are really funny or thought provoking. But I mean, really, do we need to bring ourselves down? We can't sit through a 5 or 10 minute video of somebody talking. We have to have it snappy and fast and move quick. And I realize that, saying that, I'm sitting here making a video where I'm talking really fast, but that's just who I am. Like, I've got all kinds of different things out there. Sometimes I talk fast, sometimes I talk slow, but what I'm really into is, anyway, like, the fact that we have shortened our attention spans and shortened our content down, the fact that everything is an advertisement. The only way to grow online anymore is by paying for advertising. Facebook makes that very clear. They'll have times where they'll promote a whole bunch of pages. And a lot of the people that I know have the same issue where sometimes you'll get a good reach. Most of the time, your followers don't even see what you're posting, but they make sure to tell you that, hey, if you paid just $30, you could reach an additional 1,500 people. It's trying to suck you in, trying to get you to pay for that advertising. And YouTube is becoming the same way, where you almost have to pay to advertise your channel on YouTube. I have seen paid advertisements that other channels have done. When I'm trying to watch a video, the pre-roll ad will be a paid advertisement for another channel, or will be a creator from another channel who has a paid sponsorship that is hawking their paid sponsorship. Like, it's insane. And I feel like it's only getting worse, especially with AI and like everything seems AI generated anymore. And I honestly, I think that the solution, the best thing that we can do is just stop going through the feed. I would say search for things, but even search isn't reliable anymore, because like you Google search something, you get AI results followed by paid advertisements, and maybe by the third or fourth page you get your first organic results. But like there's got to be a better way. There has to be a better way. The only thing I can think of is, if you find something interesting, if you find something great, share it on Discord. I've got a Discord you can join. Share it on Discord with people, because there's no algorithm on there, so you can just go in and share things and talk to people and actually have interactions. Or share things, within a text group or friend group locally. You could still use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, I guess. I've seen a lot of ads for Snapchat lately. I've never used it personally, but I mean, I guess maybe there's a way you could share stuff on there. But like, maybe if we just start going with like only clicking on things that our friends send us, instead of relying on whatever the algorithm thinks we should be looking at, maybe these companies will start to get the hint that like we don't really care about this stuff anymore. But honestly, even then, I don't think it'll really work, because honestly, AI, the dead internet, I don't think the internet's completely dead, but I think AI is making it more and more dead. I'm actually going to have a podcast episode talking about that here in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, that's kind of where I wanted what I want to talk about with this video. It's something that bothers me, that irritates the hell out of me, because what's the point of social media anymore? The idea is that people, we are a social species. We want to interact with, we want to talk with, we want to have community. And online, that's getting harder and harder. The idea was that you could have a community, a global community. But the global community is just not there half the time anymore. I don't know what the proper solution is. For me, it's been going offline. I go out now more often, not just to parks and stuff. I love hiking and stuff. But like, I've been as a running my business with my wife, going out to events to sell things. We've been meeting a lot of people. I've met some great people. It's been a great experience, and that face-to-face interaction and the talking to people about my books and all that kind of stuff. That maybe we should just go back to that. Try to get outside more and relegate the internet to something like in the back burner. That's the best solution I can think of, honestly. But hey, let me know in the comments what you think we should do. What is your solution to this whole crisis? Or do you think there is no crisis? Are you still as satisfied now using social media in general as you were 10 years ago, let's say? Or do you think it's changed and are you getting tired of it as well? Let me know down in the comments. That's all I've got for this video. We've got other stuff on the channel. There's podcasts coming out. This is kind of the new me. If you didn't watch, I had another video a couple days ago talking about like what I've got coming up and how my channel is going to be changing. And this is kind of the new flow that we're going to be going with. So if you like it, if you subscribe, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Hell, you made it 15, almost 16 minutes into a rant about social media from some random dude on the internet. Hey, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more of this stuff coming out. I've got a lot to talk about. So I want to thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.